Here we go, guys. Going to look at a few sketches, the likes of which are what I want you to do in class tomorrow. Okay? Uh, we're going to look at a perpendicular bisector, circumscribed circle, angle bisector, and equilateral triangle with midpoints. Okay? So, perpendicular bisector. Construct a perpendicular bisector, the segment with endpoints 6, comma 4, negative 6, comma 4, and of course that should be read as 6, negative 6, comma 4, and 8, comma 2. So here we go. Go to graph, go to show to grid, okay? Go to graph, choose snap points if it's not already chosen. Go to graph, plot points. Points to plot, negative 6, tab 4, plot point, okay? 8, 2. 8, tab 2, plot point, okay? That's done. I can go and right-click on those points and choose to show the coordinates. Not a bad idea, okay? Then I can drag that coordinate over to the point. I can do the same over here for this point called point B. Drag those coordinates over. Okay, what is a perpendicular bisector? First off, a bisector means it goes through the midpoint. So which means I have to connect these points with a segment, then I have to find the midpoint. Now remember, when the segment is selected, we're going to choose construct and we're going to choose midpoint. Okay? Now, the thing I have to do next is I have to pass a line through this, through that midpoint at a right angle. Now here's a line going through, but you know, if I move it, everything else is going to move. So that's not a good way to do it. So I'm going to undo that. Okay? Now I can say, well, I'm going to draw a line through and I'm going to make sure it goes at right angles. Well, I can't be sure that that's at right angles. Okay? You're not going to know that for sure. So again, that's not the method we want to do. Okay? Here's what we got to do to construct a perpendicular bisector. Okay? We choose that midpoint. In fact, let's just find the coordinates of that midpoint. There they are. Okay, right click on there. Now, again, go and choose that choose that segment and choose the midpoint. Come up to the construct menu, construct the perpendicular line. Okay, again, run through it again. Select segment, select midpoint. From construct menu, choose perpendicular line. There is the perpendicular line. If I come now and I click on this marker tool, I can come here and I can pull out, and that will show a right angle is right there. When you have the box there, we know it's a right angle. Okay? So now this is a perpendicular bisector. This is the perpendicular bisector. Okay? What we're going to have you do is we're going to have you take a screenshot of this and post it into the Google document that I'm asking you to do. Now, okay, let's go to exercise number 2. Exercise number 2 says construct a circle circumscribing the triangle with vertices 2, 7, negative 3, 3, and 8, negative 5. So again, we're going to go to graph. We're going to go to our turn on the grid. Okay, we're going to, you can put the snap points on. It really doesn't matter, but it's helpful. Okay, and then you have to go and we're going to graph those 3 points. So plot those points. Plot the points, which are 2, tab 7. Tab is, of course, how we get from the x coordinate to the y coordinate. There's the point plotted. Negative 3, tab negative 3, plot. Okay. And lastly, 8, negative 5. 8, tab negative 5. Okay. Plot that. There you go. All right. Let's come and label those 3 points to 7. That's A. Okay. Right click. Label the coordinates, drag them in place, okay? B, which is negative 3, 3, right click, drag the coordinate into place, okay? And C, which is over here, right click, coordinates, drag them into place, okay? Connect these segments to form a triangle. Connect the segments forming a triangle. Now, okay? Here's why we did, okay, in the first exercise, the perpendicular bisector. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the perpendicular bisector on each side of the triangle, okay? Now, one nice thing you can do is so in other words, we have to find the midpoint of each side, and through that, we have to draw the perpendicular bisector. So, okay, one nice thing is we can select all 3 points, all 3 segments at one time, and come up and ask, okay, well, you can only select the segments. I select the segment, select the segment, select the segment, construct the midpoints, okay? So now we have the midpoints of each of the sides constructed, all right? We can find their coordinates, but we don't need to, okay? Next, what we want to do is we want to come through and draw the perpendicular bisectors of each of those sides of the triangle, okay? So here we go again. Let's select the side, select the midpoint, construct the perpendicular line, okay? Do that again for each side. Actually, we only have to do it for 2, but we'll do it for 3, okay? Select, again, I select the segment, select the point, construct the perpendicular line, okay? Select the segment, select the point, construct the perpendicular line, okay? Now, where the point where all those lines meet is going to be the center of the circle. Now, really, I don't need all 3 lines. I can only find the intersection of 2. So all I'm going to do is select 2 of these perpendicular bisectors right here. Select those 2, then come up to the construct menu and choose the point of intersection. That point of intersection right there, that is the center of the circle. So we come over here to my circle tool, okay? Come over to my circle tool. I'm going to, now the thing is what I have to do here is actually I have to come back and turn off those snap points, because snap points again means it wants to lock at crosshairs. And because my center of the circle is not exactly at crosshairs, I would benefit here, as you saw, by coming and going to the graph and making sure snap points is turned off. Okay? Now I come and I select my circle tool. Okay? I go to the center of the circle. I pull with the circle tool out to the vertices of the triangle, should hit all 3. That is, in fact, the circumscribed circle. That is, in fact, the circumscribed circle. At this point, then, we're done with that. We're going to